Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with my first ever review of a Chromebook. And this one is a particularly interesting Chromebook because it's a 2-in-1, and I'm talking about the Lenovo Duet. And they call it the Duet because, well, it's got the tablet and then it's got the keyboard. So it makes it a fully functional, basically Chromebook, but you also can use it individually as a tablet, and it also has pen support, and you can even plug in a mouse, which is pretty nice. All of this, it costs about $279 MSRP, but you can find them cheaper than that, and I think that's worth it. And we're going to talk about that in this video, because this has been a really surprising device for me. There's been a lot of things in here that I found that I actually like quite a bit, and we're going to talk about that. But before we do, I want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button, and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's talk about the Lenovo Chromebook Duet. Without further ado, here we have the Lenovo Duet, and this is probably not something that you were expecting to see, unless of course you've already watched other people's videos or you've seen it on the internet, and then you probably know what to expect. But for those of you unsuspecting victims of this video, it's really an interesting device, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit. It has a 10.1-inch LCD screen, full HD resolution. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage, and it's also got dual speakers on it. So you got stereo speakers. You've got both of them up there on the top, and it's pretty nice and easy to use. It's powered by the MediaTek Helio P60T processor, and I think that it works pretty well. And I feel bad saying this, and this is nothing against Lenovo at all. I did not have a good impression of Chromebooks coming into this. I am a parent, and my kids have been distance learning, and they're using some HP Chromebooks, and those are like the $100 ones that you can get, and I really have not been impressed with the experience. But I wanted to try something new. I looked at the specs, talked to Lenovo, and I'm like, yeah, I want to go ahead and try this out because I like this idea of the two-in-one concept, and also the specs look pretty darn good for $279. What makes this special is the ability to do that. Now, it comes with this keyboard, which reminds me a lot of the Surface Pro keyboard, just a little bit smaller. The keys are actually really nice to press. It's pretty sturdy and durable. It's got the little pins here that connect to the bottom with these two little plastic posts that help it lock into place. And it's a magnetic, of course, so ta-da! You don't have to worry about fishing around in the middle of the night trying to find it. Just make sure that everything seats properly. If you connect it and you're not getting the mouse connectivity, then go ahead and just adjust it. Sometimes one side, if it's kind of cockeyed, won't go on there right. Now, you do have a row of function keys on the top here. It's not the traditional function keys like the F1 through F12 you would see on a desktop, but back, forward, refresh, expand. You can go to the menu, you can go to settings, you can go to quick settings, you can volume down, volume up, mute, lock the screen, lots of stuff there. The only complaint I have about this entire keyboard, which is surprising, I thought I would complain about it more, because, you know, it comes with the tablet. I mean, I didn't really expect it to be this good for the price. I can't stand the backspace. The backspace is super tiny, and when I'm typing away, I have a hard time hitting it sometimes, especially if I'm not looking. So it does require an adjustment in your muscle memory to make sure you hit the back key. But overall, the touchpad is nice. You get the functionality here, so you can use it as a touchpad, same as any other touchpad on a laptop. I find that it works pretty well, and it doesn't have specific buttons. You just press down on it. But either way, on the front side, it's also protective as well. So this gives you basically a screen cover for your tablet. You don't have to worry about going out and buying a screen protector to put on there. Of course you can, and you probably should, just to make sure that you're safe rather than sorry. But either way, I do happen to really like this a lot. This actually happens to be my first experience with Chrome OS or my own Chromebook, and I've been using it quite a bit. And I've been using it more so in some cases than my Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Why, you ask? Because it acts as a full browser. This isn't like when you're using a browser on your normal tablet or on your phone and it uses it in the tablet or phone mode, the little mobile app version. This right here, it has a fully functional normal desktop browser. So it allows me to do stuff in YouTube. It allows me to do certain other things that I can't normally do on my phone or on my tablet. So I really, really appreciate that. That was a really nice surprise. Functionality wise, so like I said, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, MediaTek Helio P60T. that allows you to do pretty much anything that you want to do. Now, you can't play Fortnite on here, but you can play PUBG with the settings turned down some. You can play Call of Duty Mobile, and I have an example here. I was playing Call of Duty Mobile on there, and it's actually pretty nice. I did enjoy playing this. I played quite a few games on it. It works out handheld. You can use the keyboard kind of, but the mouse doesn't work the way that you would want it to. So it doesn't really work out the best when you're trying to play games on it. It's not really built for that. I even played some Among Us and some other stuff, and you can click around with it, but it's better to just hold the tablet and use it yourself that way. So for gaming, though, it does surprisingly well. The tablet has up to about 10 hours of mixed use battery life. I think that's pretty fair, especially for the price point. I didn't expect this to be like a monster battery killer tablet or anything like that. So what you get out of here, though, you get great functionality, very easy to use. And the Chrome OS, like I said, is very intuitive. It feels just like using a Google phone almost, which makes sense because Chrome OS is from Google. So Chrome built in, you have the Play Store built in, you can get your other games and apps. So that's nice, and it's very familiar, and it's easy to use. It's not like, let me go learn this whole new language for this operating system, at least if you're coming over from Android. But I think even for people who are not Android users, it's pretty easy to figure out. Now, other things to talk about with this tablet. It has stereo speakers, which are nice. They're up top, right here, one here, one here. The sound, I think, is pretty decent on here, especially for the price point. You don't get Bose surround sound, but it does sound perfectly good. You can watch videos with it, you can play games, all that good stuff. It has an 8 megapixel camera on the back and a 2 megapixel camera on the front. This is not something you're going to want to take a bunch of pictures with and share with on social media. You can do it, and I think that this will work fine for school, especially for kids or teenagers or people who need to take pictures of their projects and things like that. This is not something you're going to be winning National Geographic Awards with, but it's there. The only thing that kind of annoys me about it, though, is when you are holding the tablet in portrait mode, the camera is up here. That's fine. I don't have a problem with the camera being up there, except for the buttons are down on the bottom. So whenever you're trying to play like Mario Kart and it's a vertical game like that, you're constantly hitting the volume or the power button. When you want to take pictures, kind of gets in the way when you're holding the tablet up. So I don't really know why they came up with that design, but they did. So yeah, as far as biometrics go, it doesn't have facial recognition or a fingerprint sensor. It just has the normal old school stuff. You put in a password or you do a PIN, which is very much like using a normal computer. I think that's pretty on par with the rest of the Chromebooks, at least in this price range. On the back, it's got a two-tone design, and it actually feels like metal here, and it has more of a smoother, velvety texture here. And I like the way that it looks. I think that it looks sharp. It's got the little Lenovo branding down here on the bottom, and the form factor on it is actually pretty nice and sleek and rounded. It feels very much like a tablet. The Chrome OS has two different modes on it. So you have normal mode where it looks like a tablet, and then whenever you attach the keyboard, there we go, turns it into desktop mode. So you can use it that way. The folio style keyboard is nice because when you put it down, it turns the screen on. When you close it, it turns the screen off. That's a nice feature, very common with tablets and such, especially with the official accessories that go with it. And it's nice because it saves battery. And then you also have the back here. And the back is very nice because, one, it helps protect it. It looks cool. It reminds me a lot of like the Google Fabric cases, which is nice. It works out well, connects on there magnetically. But also you have a stand here. So the stand can be used very much like your Microsoft Surface Pro. It bends out, it holds position, so you can tilt it, set it up however you want. The only frustration I have there, you can't really use it when it's in your lap. And that's because it has this floppy hinge right here for the keyboard. So this right here keeps it from being able to stay upright without you having to like prop it up on your knees or your thighs or whatever when you're in bed. It just doesn't work out that well. Not really for use on the couch or when you're in bed. You're going to need like a traditional laptop for something like that. So very easy to put this back on and it stays on there. So pretty cool. Now, other things that are nice about this Chromebook, it has mouse and stylus support. Now you have to use a USI stylus, and Lenovo sells one. It's about $30. I don't have one, they didn't send it to me. And they also sell a wireless mouse that uses a USB dongle that plugs into the USB-C port. It does charge with USB-C. It will work with a wired mouse though, which is actually really nice. I tested it out myself. If you have one of these USB type A to USB type C connectors, all you have to do is plug it in on the side over here, and then you can plug your regular mouse in and then it'll work. I tried it with the wireless one. That didn't work, but the regular wired one will. So you can use the USI type stylus. You can get the one from Lenovo, fairly inexpensive. That's nice. You've got stylus support. You get the keyboard that comes with it. You don't have to pay for it. The keyboard is actually really nice, very good to type on. And then you can also plug in the mouse or get the wireless mouse if you get the one that they have with the little USB dongle. So it makes it where it can effectively be a real laptop replacement. That's not something you can typically say about these lower priced tablets and Chromebooks. Like, yes, you can use a Chromebook. It's designed to be a really cheap throwdown laptop. But if you get like the $100, $150 ones, they're really not all that impressive. This one right here, especially if you pick it up for $249 or less, even at $279, I have been really, really impressed with this. I've been using it. I've been using it a lot more than I expected to. Like I said, I had low expectations going into it. It pretty much shattered all of them, and then it's turned out to be a really enjoyable experience. And this has nothing to do with Lenovo. And the reason I'm saying this is not because I want to downplay or talk badly about Chromebooks. It's just that's my personal experience, and I'm sure some other people, other parents out there watching this, have used those $100 Chromebooks and be like, this isn't doing it for me. But this one really looked appealing. I've heard really good things about it, so I wanted to try it personally. It's been a game changer for me. This right here has had me looking at other Chromebooks. One that's, normal laptops with like an i5 in it that I could use. But this one perfectly fine in the power department, perfectly fine in the productivity department. You can download Microsoft Office off the Google Play Store. You can sync it with your account. So if you've already got it on another laptop or computer somewhere, this is great because it allows you to do entertainment things. You can watch videos. You can play some games. Actually, some pretty decent games, I find. You can use it for kids. It's very versatile for children, and it's nice as a throwaway. You can just toss it in your bag and use it whenever you travel. This is very easy to pull out somewhere, go to the coffee shop, do some work, do your Twitter. I find that I like to use it for Twitter a lot, and it's nice because instead of sitting there and hand jamming everything on my phone, I just take this to the kitchen table, or I take it to my office, or I take it to the living room and put it next to my couch while I'm doing stuff, and it's really convenient. So battery life, I think, is good. Power, I think, is very good. The screen size, that's the only other thing that I wish were a little bit better. The 1080p resolution looks fine, but when you're trying to use it as like a laptop, it seems kind of compressed because of the 10.1-inch screen. If it had a slightly larger screen, that would be better, but then you would lose out on the portability factor a little bit. So, and that's not a ding, that's just personal preference. I normally use a 34-inch ultra wide. I'm probably in the minority here. So that's just my own personal sentiment. But I've been really, really impressed with this. It's been really exciting and fun to use. And it's nice that, look, I'm going to say it. I was a Chromebook snob. I really was. And I hate to say that because all technology deserves a chance. But normally I use PC stuff. Like, I'm still not going down the Linux road. I'm sorry, guys. If I offended you, I'm sorry. But when it comes to PCs, I prefer PC. And then I've also got a Mac now that I do all my video editing on. And I never imagined that I would find use for me personally in a Chromebook. And this thing, I've just been tickled with it. And especially for the price. You cannot go wrong with this at $250, $279. I mean, if this were $350, I would still say that it's good. It's that good. And it's refreshing finding a product that I enjoy so much. So if my excitement about this is enough for a vote of confidence, then you can go ahead and take that. This was sent out to me by Lenovo as a review unit. This is not something I'm being compensated for. I'm not being paid. They're not getting to see this before you are. They just sent it to me, test it out, make a video. Let us know what you think. Yeah, I think that this is solid. I would personally buy one of these. I would. So that's the biggest seal of approval that I can give it. And I think if you want to pick one up, I don't think that you're going to complain about it or be unhappy. I think you'll probably enjoy the purchase. So that's all I've got on my review of the Lenovo Chromebook Duet. I think I've covered about everything. Screen looks nice. Sound is good. Great functionality with the keyboard, the mouse, and the stylus. 4 gigs of RAM is plenty for the price point. You can play some games on it. Very versatile. I like the keyboard. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So that's like the TLDR version, if you want to watch that. Anyway, so that's all I've got, guys. If you have any questions or comments about the Lenovo Chromebook Duet, then sound off in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.